Howdy guys, it's Joe, and of course, just barely, at least a little bit ago, a developer update did just come out by Jeff Catlin again, and today he was talking a bit about, well, first off, character balance. He was talking about how the PTR balance is going, and he said that he really liked how Widowmaker was right now with her new right click. Personally, I feel like she's still quite a bit too weak, and it really didn't do way too much, but, that's my own opinion compared to his, but he talked about that, and as well with that, he went straight on to talking about how there were some maps that he's going to add in the future, about 4 maps that they had, planned. They had some maps that they were working on, new game modes, so that's a nice thing to hear about. And as well, they talked about Symmetra. They talked about, she doesn't really fit the meta way too well right now. They might even someday move her to defense is what I kind of got out of that, or they just had to change her playstyle, and they don't really want to give her healing. So that's kind of a quick rundown, but the really cool thing to me is that they talked about, or at least Jeff talked about, how they had a character that was very close to coming out, and that is super exciting, as it has been quite a while since Athena did come out. And now, one thing about Overwatch that, is kind of different from other games is that it does seem like it takes a long time for characters to come out. And I think that the main reason for this is that they really want to quality control their characters. They want so that when a character comes out, it fits perfectly into the game. And this really worked quite well with Athena. As she came into the game, I feel like she fit really perfectly. She wasn't really way too overpowered. And they also do seem to be kind of going with the philosophy of make your character a bit weaker instead of a bit stronger. And then, of course, just buff them later, which I do kind of also agree with. But yeah, they got Athena into the game. She fit really well. They put a lot of time into her, gave her some backstory, and she just worked really well. And they seem to be adding a new character very soon, and they say that this new character is very close to being done. As well with that, they're just doing a lot of internal testing, and they're really excited with how the character's going. And I have a few ideas on who this may be, and I kind of want to talk about that. Yeah, so let's go over that. So the first person that I thought that maybe this could be is, of course, Athena. Now, Athena has been this character that we saw quite a while back. There's a lot of videos about Athena that you could probably find up on the internets. And it's kind of like this robot-ish type person that you can see in a photo. And as well with that, there's a little bit of information about this character. And she seems like a pretty fun, character that could work into the game. I don't really have way too many thoughts about her. But as far as the other characters that, could probably be very close to being done, there's Doomfist and there's also Sombra. Those are the 2 characters that I'm really thinking about. Now, of course, Blizzard could just throw out a curveball and say, nope, we're adding someone that you guys would never expect. And I wouldn't put Blizzard past that. They could have done that, and they probably will do that in the future. But I'm expecting probably Sombra and Doomfist. And what I'm expecting from, let's just first off talk about if there's Doomfist, or a character similar to Doomfist. Maybe even Athena could fit this profile. I'm hoping that in the near future, they add a character that is kind of, an anti-tank that is in the tank category himself. Now what, or herself, I guess you could say. It doesn't really matter. Essentially what I want is someone that does damage, well, a lot of damage to shield, a lot of damage to armor, and a lot of damage to stuff like, Reinhardt, right-click shield, things like that, or even, the Winston shield that he puts out. But I also want this character to do very little damage to, regular HP. Therefore, making a person that kind of counters tanks and kind of gives some good counterplay to tanks. Now, the main reason that I really want this is that it feels like tanks are really strong right now, and also a lot of tanks completely counter other tanks, which is kind of weird and kind of annoying. For example, with Zarya with her shield, she can just use that, and then of course Roadhog can't grab anyone. As well with that, Reinhardt can right click and Roadhog can't grab anyone. But if you had someone like this, you could combo, this guy or this girl with like a Roadhog, have this person punch through the shield, Roadhog goes for a grab, and there you go, get the grab, get the kill. I feel like there's a lot of combos like that. As well with this, I really like a character that really can just do a lot of damage to shields, armor, and the such, to kind of balance out tanks, as tanks have always been very strong in this game, and I feel like you kind of need a tanky character to counter tanks, as if you have a character like Reaper, who is very good versus tanks, he kind of gets countered by a lot of the other offense characters. They're very good against Reaper at, medium, even close ranges with someone like Tracer. They can kind of counter Reaper, and it's kind of hard for him to get in and to get on the front line. But I kind of wish we had, a more frontline person that could somewhat deal with tanks, take down some of the barriers. But what I was thinking with this character also is that this character does very little damage to health, or maybe not very little, but quite a bit less damage to health. So that this person is very good against, defenses, very good against armor. But when it gets down to those HP units, when it gets down to, that defense, well, I guess, the support people, defense people, offense people, you can't kill them super fast. So you're really good versus tanks, you're good versus people like Symmetra that give shields, if there's a, if Symmetra gets buffed in the future with more shields. And yeah, you'll be good against a certain kind of people. And it'll kind of keep those characters in check. And as well with that, I feel like it'd be really fun to just be a character that, could just run up, punch people in the shield, and kind of take it down. And as well with, I feel like this would just really fit quite well with people like Reinhardt, as you could take down the enemy Reinhardt shield and, go in with your own Reinhardt. As well, Zarya, you could run in with a Zarya shield, take down some shields of your own and have your team go in and go ham, do a lot of damage. And of course with Roadhog, you can take down some shields, or you can kind of just punch some people and make them want to take down their shields so they can damage you back, and then Roadhog could go for a hook, stuff like that. And I don't know, there's something about this that I really like myself. I'm really hoping that we have someone that can deal with tanks in the future, and I'm hoping that this character will be. I can't say for sure, of course, with any of this, but that's what I kind of hope for the meta. I'm not going to say, the exact abilities. Maybe what they could do is make so you have to, like, charge an E or something, charge a shift, so that you can charge it and then just ram into the enemy team. Not really like a Reinhardt, like, run up, charge, but more of just a charge it and then quickly, like, fling yourself forward until you hit someone, and then you, like, stop, or until a certain distance. So they could do something like that. Of course, there's a lot of different abilities. Of course, in the past, I talked about, with Doomfist, I hope that he has, a bit of a shockwave mechanic within him, so when he hits forward, it hits people behind him. That could also be kind of cool. That could be a cool ability that does a lot of damage to shields. There's a lot of stuff like that, and I hope that they either add a character like that, or that they add Sombra, which I'm guessing that they might add, which she seems to be a more stealthy character. What I'm kind of expecting with Sombra is that either her right click or her shift makes her go invisible, or something similar to invisibility. Maybe makes so that she takes less damage against certain abilities, maybe makes so that she's just really hard to see, so that she blends in but you can still technically see her. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but I'm guessing that it might be kind of like Tracer, where you can press shift or where you can press right click at the same time. I don't really know what that equates to on the console, but yeah, on the PC you can press shift or right click to blink. I'm kind of thinking, invisibility might work like that, or they could just have it be only right click, but that might be a little bit too strong. So I'm hoping they do that. I'm hoping that of course, gives her either a poison mechanic or like a bleeding mechanic. I feel like that'd be really cool. And of course, I kind of wonder if Sombra is going to be a melee hero or Sombra is going to be a long range hero, and that'd be kind of cool to figure out. Now, as far as melee heroes in the past, we had somebody like, of course, Reinhardt, who seemed a little bit, he was okay for being melee, because of course he really focuses on shielding quite a bit. But melee damage dealers, we saw Genji, he really didn't fit into the game, so maybe a melee Sombra wouldn't work. Maybe we need to have, just really quick killing close range guns that aren't tracers somehow, change them up somehow, and make it into like a Sombra gun. Maybe we could fix that. As well with that, a good idea that I've heard from a lot of people, that you can make her E or her ultimate or something, is to put out a smoke cloud that your team can run through. I think it would be really, really cool if your team could see through this cloud while the enemy team could not see through this cloud. It could help your team, group up, kind of get rid of some of the enemy team's vision, and kind of just make them not know exactly what to do. I feel like that would be a pretty cool idea. And then as far as ultimate, of course, you can make so that either, you just assassinate someone pretty quickly, like you look towards people, you shoot them like once or twice to get a mark on them, and then you Q on them and, go up to them, do a lot of damage, and then you could try to finish it off with, your regular gun. They could do a lot of stuff. They could make so you and someone else can use invisibility for a while, so like you give your invisibility to someone else for a little bit. There's a lot of ideas that you could do. And of course, some people were even thinking, why not make Sombra a tank? I think we got a video by Force or someone like that a while ago about Sombra maybe being a tank. So, of course, we could fit through that either. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the kit opportunities. I'm excited about how they can kind of balance the game. As right now, I feel like the game is very fun, pretty balanced. It's decently balanced. But I feel like it would be kind of fun to have a few more counters, to have some people that can go a little bit more ham, and have some characters that just are a little bit interesting. Personally, as far as the Overwatch cast goes so far, I've really liked the majority of characters. I feel like they're all pretty interesting. Of course, there are some that I don't like as much as the rest, but that's just my own personal taste. As well with that, some I feel like need a little bit of nerfs, a little bit of buffs. But overall, I've been pretty happy with the cast, so I'm really, really hopeful in the future. And as really Jeff put it, it sounded like he was really excited for these characters. It sounded like he was saying, we have this character, and this is a really good idea. We're going to put it into the game. We've been testing it even with particle effects, or, closed particle effects, and it seems to be doing fun. It's fun to play in internally, and I can't wait to do it. So I hope that really goes out of the game, or I mean out of the internal testing, and goes into, the game that we all play, the game that we all enjoy, and the game that we all put all of our time into. And as well with that, I hope that this character doesn't immediately break ranked, as when we saw Anna, since she was so high skill cap, or she can be high skill cap, for the first little while, a lot of people were bringing her into ranked, and she really wasn't doing way too well. So what I'm kind of hoping for is that maybe what they do this time is put like a weak ban on this character in ranked, see how strong they are, see if they're either too strong or if they're too weak, give people a little bit of time to get good at the character. I don't know, there's something about people going first day Anna into ranked and just, your team not doing way too well because of it. I kind of hope we have a little bit of a fix with that. Of course, people could say, that gets rid of, the option to play first day in ranked, but I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion, and tell me yours in the comment section below. Anyways, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys hoping for, and what are you guys really, believing is going to happen after this developer update? Overall, I'm very happy with the update. The update seems very fun, and it seems like there's a lot of stuff that could be done. And I do want to hear your own opinions in the comment section below, and who you think may be a character. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and as always, have a wonderful day.